Now that all the leaves are off the trees, there's not a lot of color in our gardens. So now we rely on the evergreens. And there are so many to choose from. You're all familiar with the mugo pine, this big giant behind me. But remember, with the right pruning at the right time, you can keep these pines very low. A couple of shrubs that you may not be too often familiar with. This is called a little whipcord cedar. And it is absolutely outstanding. I have had it in the garden for about 5 years now. And this little plant, it hasn't grown very tall, but look how unique this is. Another one too that I just really like is this. This is called a laurel. And this laurel, again, has been in the garden for at least 6 years. It hasn't burned at all. Sometimes if we get very cold winter winds, it can burn the foliage down to the ground, but it will come back up again. But so far, really a great plant. Our little blue star juniper. I usually don't recommend too many junipers in the yard unless you have the space, but the blue star is a gorgeous color. And then don't forget too, the boxwoods. Notice what we've done with the boxwoods up here to cover up the concrete. This is eventually going to be a solid hedge as we prune them back. Very hardy plants for our area. Now the yew is a magnificent plant. It can be large like this densa or very small like the English spreading yew. These two are boxwoods. This happens to be Japanese boxwood, and look how large it gets. They can be pruned very formally, or they can be left just to grow very naturally. And of course, a couple of my favorites that add color. Remember, all evergreens aren't green. This happens to be a little fir. It's a little dwarf fir. Right next to it is a Japanese white pine. And then, of course, the blue globe spruce. Evergreens are our background for all of our plants during the summer and especially during the winter. I'm Phyllis Stevens. Choose some great ones for your garden.